Hello and welcome to the vlog. It is a beautiful Tuesday. Actually, it has been another one of those crazy hectic days. But I did catch something today that I was hoping maybe, to share with you. I saw today, and actually, I don't know why I haven't seen this before, but they are producing and releasing a video called A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, which is all about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Now, I don't know how many of you guys watching right now are old enough to have watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but it was one of my favorite shows when I was growing up as a kid. I don't know what it was about it, but I just felt comfortable. I felt like there were, I don't know, it just felt good. And I'm kind of excited to see a movie about his true life story coming to the screen. Now, whenever I see a movie releasing that says true life story, I get a little nervous. And here's why I get nervous. Because sometimes one of two things happen. Either I didn't quite expect what their true life story was, one, or two, I've read their biography or their autobiography or have studied their history, and I know that the movie they produced is nowhere near accurate to what their true life story was. It's one of those things, right? So as a director producer, you have a exorbitant amount of control and power to actually capture the essence of something or to completely misrepresent the essence of something. And so my hope is that this movie will capture that. I trust, not that it would matter if I didn't trust, but I do trust that Tom Hanks is the kind of actor who would be scrutinizing all the little details of what a true story should represent in the life of. And I'm fairly confident in that, and I hope that it turns out really well. I'm wondering what you guys think about movies that are true story movies, right? So movies maybe on the military side or life story side. So like I believe Erin Brockovich was a true life story. I don't actually know. I know Black Hawk Down. Okay, that's one. This one, other true to life type movies. Are you a fan of those, or are you more a fan of like Lethal Weapon 4 or Dumb and Dumber? Like, I'm just curious, what kind of content do you guys like to see in major motion pictures? Maybe it's a blend, right? But if you had to pick between the two, like if I were to tell you, do you want to see a true life story, or do you want to see a, sort of fictional movie, which would you prefer to see? And that's a question my wife and I pass back and forth a lot, because I'm the kind of person who will sit down and watch a lot of history. I will watch history shows and history channels and try to understand all the past history stuff. And my wife is like, I just can't watch it. And on the other side of it, she will watch all these fantasy type movies and things that are just completely outlandish. And although I am a Star Wars fan and a completely outlandish kind of a guy in many regards, if I sat down right now and nobody was home and it just was me and the controller, and I had to pick between a documentary and like a fantasy movie, I would pick the documentary. That's just kind of who I am. I would pick true stories. So for me, I'm anxious to see how accurate this one is. But I thought about doing a first reaction to the trailer that they released, but I would have, spoiler alert, I already watched it. So I did see the trailer, and it did look like it was going to be a good movie, good solid acting. What I saw from Tom Hanks was embodying his persona and his personality, and anyway, I'm hopeful for it. So, all right, that's the. Actually, I think that's one of the first times on this channel that I've done sort of a pop culture kind of a thing. So, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, does my opinion really even matter? I don't know. It's just my opinion. So, what do you guys think? Comment below. Make sure you do that. Back to the business stuff that's going on. I am wrapping up my first ever photo shoot for a client. And I gotta tell you, I'm sort of falling in love with the whole picture medium. The challenge that I'm having is I feel like pictures are more unforgiving. And this is an interesting perspective, because at weddings that I've done in the past, I've been there with friends who were photographers, and we've sort of been talking off on the side as things were, moving along and we were in between, critical moments. And in that conversation, my friends who are photographers have told me they don't envy me being a videographer because I have to have so many things going on inside of my head and there's so much to video. And I'm standing there telling them, I don't envy you because you have to take one still picture. And if you don't get that picture right, their eyes are closed or their mouth is weird or they're looking funny or their shoulders off or, as a photographer, you have to get it right in that one frame. Now, albeit you can snap more than one frame and then pick the best of those frames, but I guess there's a difference, right, between a photographer and a videographer. You can love both of them, but I think there's one you gravitate towards, and mine, I gravitate towards videography. But I gotta tell you, the pictures that I've been taking, the work I've been doing, playing around in Lightroom, the clarity and fuzzy slider, these types of things, and doing like content fill aware and healing and brushes, and it's actually really intriguing to me to take one still image and spend so much time in it. As a viewer of pictures in the past, I've often struggled with trying to reconcile in my head the amount of time that a photographer will put into a single picture, and I think it's starting to make sense. I don't really want to share that with everybody, but all right, so videography, photography, this is my first project I'm doing in photography, and it's going fairly well. Once I get approval from the client, maybe I can share a few of them with you, but I don't like to do that unless I have approval from them, so I want them to get it first. Once I have approval from the client, I'll try and share some with you. I like to get approval from the client before I start sharing their work. Obviously, it's their work. I'm just providing a service for them, so good customer service is important. Got to make sure you do things well. Okay, that is actually it for today. So just want your thoughts on true story, fiction story. Which one are you? And yeah, that's it for the vlog today. Do me a favor, click that like button if you like the video. Don't forget to comment below and tell me what you think of the idea of a true story of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And yeah, have yourselves a great night. I need to get back to these images because I'm trying to get this job wrapped up. Trying.